hurricane is threatening the Gulf Coast of the U.S. The hurricane called Laura barrels towards the shores of Texas and Louisiana. The storm is forecast to make landfall late Wednesday or early Thursday. It is expected to intensify into a Category 3 hurricane as it moves towards the U.S. coast. The U.S. National Hurricane Center has warned that this hurricane could rapidly intensify into one of the most powerful hurricanes to hit the region ever, and has urged residents of Texas and Louisiana to be prepared. The governor of Louisiana has said that Laura could rival the 2005 Hurricane Rita, which remains one of the fiercest hurricanes to have ever hit the U.S. Gulf Coast. The Louisiana governor has said that more than a dozen planes have been deployed to help with relief work.
The National Guard has more than 2,000 National Guardsmen ready to provide support. They have staged 94 high-water vehicles across South Louisiana, also 55 boats, I think, and even a dozen aircraft. They've also positioned 1,080 linear feet of super sandbags in Grand Isle and completed the delivery of generators and pumps to Grand Isle as well.
Laura comes on the heels of Tropical Storm Marco, which made landfall on Monday, albeit with a much lower impact. The threat of two possible hurricanes in short intervals has now prompted energy companies in the region to shut operations. This has in turn resulted in a downfall of nearly 10% in the total crude oil production in the U.S. The storm has already wreaked havoc in the Caribbean, killing more than 10 people in Haiti and damaging several homes and buildings in Cuba. Let's move on. The United Nations has now warned of devastating environmental impact if global demand for resources is not reduced soon. According to the international body, global exploitation of resources has more than tripled in the last 50 years. A 2019 study found that surging consumption of natural resources accounts for half of the world's planet-heating greenhouse gas emissions. The study also predicted that over 90% of the world's biodiversity loss if the consumptions continue to rise. According to the current trends, the Global Resources Outlook predicted that if resource use doubles by the year 2060, a further 10% of forests and 20% of habitats will completely disappear. The findings were released at the UN Environment Assembly, a 5-day summit where ministers commit to create a more sustainable planet. Experts even warn that carbon emissions could increase by about 40% by 2060 if the current consumption continued. According to the UN, without efficient resource management, achieving global targets on climate change like the Paris Agreement would become difficult. The Paris Climate Agreement, adopted by almost 200 nations in 2015, set a goal of limiting global warming. Experts have also called for an increased regulation on resource extraction and more investment to develop alternatives.